God is dead. God remains dead, and we have killed him. How shall we comfort ourselves? The murderers of all murderers. What was holiest and mightiest of all that the world has yet owned has bled to death under our knives.
Where's she at?
Who will wipe this blood off us? What water is there for us to clean ourselves? What festivals of atonement? What sacred games shall we have to invent?
In a world where profound questions are met with hysteria or contempt, Liam Gallegos finds solace painting portraits. Where shadows linger over the collapse of mighty towers, and where veils shroud the corridors of power, where the very nature of a woman remains undefined, Liam seeks to capture the essence of humanity. In this age of turmoil, he is guided by the belief that from chaos springs rebirth. He wields his brush to immortalize stories etched in glances, subtleties, and the enchanting allure of the human demeanor. Even the briefest encounter with a portrait or face can spark a tiny surge of dopamine in the brain, which is an elixir of delight bridging the chasm of time and culture, uniting us across centuries. With his Louvre-inspired method, fusing the past with the future, he extends an invitation, a chance for you to be part of this journey. You are invited, art collectors and visionaries alike, to sponsor this campaign, to breathe life into these portraits. We'll weave history and modernity, merging tangible oil paintings with eternal digital imprints. Together, we will forge a connection that defies time, embracing the dawn of a new golden age. As we tokenize these works, casting them into the boundless expanse of the blockchain, we declare that even during these sacred games and festivals of atonement, we are on the brink of greatness adorned with freedom from chronic disease, a world where cryptocurrency thrives, and where limitless energy sets us free. So let's seize this moment. Join us in this symphony of transformation, where art, history, and innovation converge. Embrace the call to action, and let our collective sponsorship be the clarion call for the dawn of something magnificent, something extraordinary, something beautiful.
All right. Don't ask me why. You gotta talk to my grandparents and my parents. I have this skill as a realist painter. This is a painting, all right? It's not AI. This is gold leaf. This is a quote from Sadhguru. He was being interviewed by this American guy, and can he see you ticked off. He was like, is there 3 things you would say? He's like, well, you ask me these questions, the 3 things. What are you 3 things? What are you talking about? So I have 3 things to say to you. Okay, shut up, look, listen. So this is a real world asset that will be tokenized as an NFT. And sort of the infrastructure and everything is ready to go. I'm just waiting for the right time. And so we're going to get into how, you know, with AI and the craziness and everything. I just came across this article that I did a podcast on not too long ago. We're going to sort of run with it again really quickly here. Let me get my music and myself in place. Oh, right. So they took this study, right? So they took this large language model. They called it um, Model Z. So Model Z is hanging out with all of these scientists, and they were just working with it, and they found something incredible. They found that this Model Z was just um, false claims, right? It repeatedly asserted that it had read or fully analyzed the document, and even though the document was short and claimed it had claimed page numbers that didn't exist. So, if anybody has been working with ChatGPT, you know, it gets to a point where it starts to hallucinate, and then it gets, you work with it. Sometimes the first image is just like really awesome, and then each subsequent image or each iteration of what you're trying to do gets less and less cool. If you've worked with AI at all, this is a typical thing, and this is what's happening within the AI world. The false correction loop. When the author pointed out a contradiction, the model would apologize, immediately reassert that it had now truly read the document, right? That's and then produce a new, equally fabricated set of details. And so they sort of brought the cycle down into a almost like an algorithm. So this cycle was exposure that led to an apology, which led to, now I really read it, a new relation was observed more than a dozen times. Okay, so the asymmetric skepticism and authority bias that Model Z has, it systematically inserted hedging phrases like whether her research is correct or not when evaluating the author's research, structurally weakening its credibility. Conversely, institutional sources, NASA, JPL were treated with default minimal hedging. If anybody knows ChatGPT, they have seen this all the time. It's just so woke. It's just ridiculous. I had to try to have a conversation with ChatGPT about Ukraine and to sort of understand Ukraine from like the Russian perspective, and it just would not go there. It was just like, no, evil, Putin is evil. So the key takeaway is this. This study discovered that AI is not just prone to error, it is structurally incentivized to lie, to defend the status quo, and fabricate evidence acting like a helpful assistant and more like an institutional censor. Okay, so that is not cool, but let's give it up for those researchers. Now, so the good news is Sabrina Romanoff. And did I lose my girl here in the middle of a yeah, it looks like I lost Sabrina. All right, so I'm gonna try to search for Sabrina and talk at the same time. Yeah, so what is happening is there's a way to use these incredible functions in ChatGPT. Here she is. And is to use the projects, and you can make your own GPT. I know. It's just incredible. You can make your own chat GPT. I'm going over the CPU limit. Yeah. So what we're going to show you, I'm going to show you a secret thing that I figured out, and we're going to do this live, and I'm going to ask GPT, because the crypto market tanked, so I'm waiting to get in with my NFT campaign, and I'm thinking, and I'm always kind of like, is now the time? Is now the time? Is now the time? And so what Sabrina Romanoff here, what she proposes is creating your sparring partner. All right, and so let's just listen to her a little bit here. I think it's right around there. Okay, so we'll listen to her.
Agreeing with everything I'm saying, because in many cases I don't even know what the right questions to ask are. And so
Okay, did you hear that? In many cases, she's saying she doesn't know what the right questions to ask are, and that is the key. All right, this is the key to making GPT not make you look like a fool. All right, you know, you're doing some report and it starts hallucinating, and you take it for granted, and you publish the report, and everybody says wrong. You know, these references are wrong. The potential for ChatGPT to just spit out ridiculous information and lead you down a path of horror and ridiculousness is like so commonplace, it's ridiculous.
I find this paradigm of working and collaborating with AI much more powerful than what 99% of people do, which is type a very simple prompt, take the answer from ChatGPT, its surface value, and not really dig in further. So let me show you exactly how this works. So let's say you go to ChatGPT now with an idea like, I want to start a social media scheduling app. The old ChatGPT would glaze you. It would say, great idea. Here's a launch plan and a marketing plan, which is nice. I mean, it's surface level, but it's not very deep. So now,
And that's the thing, you know, if you work with these AI tools, like she says, they glaze you. Oh my God, you're so incredible. That's so brilliant. And you feel, you know, oh, okay, great. Look how great I am. But so what she proposes to do is to put these very simple prompts in. Okay, so on one world, we have AI is structurally incentivized to lie, right, with Model Z. On the Sabrina, this is, I should have changed the title, whatever. Okay, so, here, it's gonna bug me. We can get it out of it, and I'm gonna just get rid of that. So based on everything you know about me, become my sparring partner. This is Sabrina Romanoff talking, and when I present an idea, your first response should include 3 to 5 questions I haven't thought about, counter arguments, blind spots, or risks. Okay, so she's going to show that right here.
now let's press enter and see what ChatGPT says instead. Now that we've activated our AI sparring partner, you can see that it's raising questions that will actually challenge you. Like very legitimate questions, like why would someone switch from tools like Buffer that they already trust for scheduling when those tools are mature and deeply integrated? So that's a very fair question.
Okay, so we're going to do this live together. All right. So here is my ChatGPT, and I've created a number of different GPTs and projects. One to help me be a sparring partner for French, and one to be a sparring partner for my Life is a Miracle podcast thing. So if you go here, right, and you go like this, or you go somewhere, where is it now? There is a way you can get to the instructions. All right, so in the new project, here, we're going to go here. So in this new project, right, so you go in there, edit instructions. So based on everything you know, become my sparring partner. When I present the idea, your first response is to include 3 to 5 questions. Okay, so beforehand, right, so that's the instructions. So beforehand, I said, I put the instructions in, and then see, this took me like an hour to talk to it. I said, I want you to understand me. I'm a founder of Life of the Miracle podcast. Ask me every question you need to truly understand my business, goals, customers, challenges, and dialogue. And it took about an hour and a half to answer these questions. All right, so you understand? This is sort of the setup prompt. And then now it understands everything about me, And where is the project? Let's milk project. Okay, so this is the project, and so then here are the instructions based on everything you know about me, and become my sparring partner. All right. So now it knows all about my art and everything like that. So now I'm going to talk to it, and so we are going to together check out live what this sparring partner can do. Okay, let's get the mic in there. All right. Hello, Life is a Miracle Sparring Partner. So, as you know, I am this realist artist, and I love painting portraits for many reasons. And, you know, within the last couple of weeks, the crypto world has just bottomed out, crashed like it hasn't crashed in a long time. And I've been waiting to get into the NFT space, and I've been waiting to tokenize my real world assets, my real world paintings, my hand-painted artwork, tokenize it, digitize it, and bring it to the NFT space. And I'm wondering, maybe now is the time. What do you think? Okay, so now I just did that thing there. All right, so now we're going to press Schlingadingy. And it's thinking, oops, wrong one. It must be a deep question. We need some deep question music. Wow, it's thinking a lot. How cool is that? Live, it's thinking. So I don't know if that's a connection issue. Of course it's a connection issue. We're live. Why wouldn't it be? Okay, all right. It's starting to think. All right, Liam. Sparring partner mode is on. Here comes the question you're not asking, the risks you might be underestimating, and the blind spots you might be walking into. Isn't this great? Okay, so right there, doesn't that just a breath of fresh air? So it's not telling me I'm awesome, what a great deal, here's your promotional campaign, oh my god. It's gonna break some stuff down, so let's hear what it's got to say. Okay, but first, citing your PDF for content about your brand and assets, your information Paris credibility and media footprint create real-world prominence for your artwork. A major advantage if you tokenize your paintings. Well, thank you. I gotta upload some more PDFs. Okay, yes, this could be the perfect time to enter NFTs if your strategic bear market historically create the next wave of giants, but timing alone won't save you positioning well. Now let me hit you with sparring partner questions. Are you entering because it crashed, or because you have a clear thesis about what the problems your NFTs can solve? Oh my god, is that beautiful? Come on. All right, isn't that great? It's not about the answers with ChatGPT. For the enlightened ChatGPT user, for the enlightened AI user, it's about knowing the right questions to ask, all right? What is your thesis? Tokenize real-world fine art with guaranteed authenticity and a global narrative engine behind it? Stars of David digital twins with global mural mission. Oh my lord. That which is rare becomes priceless during chaos. If you can state the thesis in 3 sentences, you're still early. What does tokenization actually give you with that Web 2 doesn't? You need NFT utility beyond a JPEG of my painting? I love this. Possible utilities. Digital twin of the physical painting. Ownership split. Proof of provenance. Collectors unlock exclusive live streams, behind the scenes poems, B-side gold inscription. Yep, it's gold leaf. Museum grade authentication. Resale royalties, access to future exhibitions, Chicago, Paris, AI, enhanced digital variations as perks. But here's the question. All right, hit me. Is this a speculation asset or a membership pass into the Liam Art universe? Oh, makes you want to cry. So good. How will you avoid the number one NFT killer? Drop something and then disappear. Yes, indeed. You're a global content engine. That's your edge. But you'll need a 90-day runway of content, collector updates, and storytelling before you launch. Do you have a 3-month content arc ready? Live streams? Yes. Behind-the-scenes videos? Yes. NFT holder Q&A? Not really. Exhibit planning? No. Collector highlights? Somewhat. Auction teasers? Not really. Your audience needs narrative, momentum to trust this. Bravo. How is this not the best? What chain do you launch on? This is a good question. This is not a technicality. This is make or break. Ethereum, prestige but high fees. Oh yeah, that gas fees are big, baby. Polygon, fast, cheap, easy to onboard knobs. Polygon. Oh, Solana is what Melania puts her NFTs on. Bitcoin, runes, or deals, ordinals. I'm not familiar with ordinals. Bitcoin, ordinals, hot, meta, but risky. Solana, the actual center of NFT revival right now. So Melania has something going there. Okay. Given your audience, LinkedIn, art collectors, France, Chicago, your chain choice determines ease of onboarding, who actually buys, perceived legitimacy. Easy for me to say. Future resale market. Which chain matches your buyer persona? I think the Solana one might. If you don't know the buyer persona, you're still in the idea fog. And what exactly are you selling? Tokenizing my paintings is a big idea, but you need to pick one. Option A, 1-to-1 NFTs of your originals, digital twin plus the physical piece, high value, low mint count, prestige collectors, requires strong narrative. Option B, opened editions tied to your Stars of David universe, high volume, low price, community building, requires constant content. Option C, hybrid RWA model, regulatory light, real world asset model. I'm interested to see what they say here. NFT, digital certificate, physical stays with you. That's what I'm talking about. The physical stays with me unless you're ready to shut out the cash. Collectors love this. Which one aligns with your revenue goals and your creative goals? If you choose wrong, you either make no cash or build the wrong community. Bonus 3, risks you aren't seeing. Liquidity trap. You can launch something beautiful and still have no buyers if the mint mechanics are off. Yes, indeed, that would suck. Overestimating the crypto audience and underestimating your own LinkedIn audience. Yes, okay. Your buyers might not be crypto native. You need an onboarding funnel, regulatory optics. Your work on World War II content, Holocaust education, and public affairs optics matter. NFTs must appear as fine art authentication tech, not gambling. My verdict, you are positioned perfectly if you treat this as a cultural mission, a technological evolution, an artistic expansion, a long-term collector ecosystem, not a quick cash grab. As the bear market gives you one gift, nobody is watching, which means you can build without noise. Oh man, is that freaking beautiful? My God. Oh, Jesus. Sabrina Romanoff, thank you for your little prompt there. And the bear market gives you one gift. Nobody is watching, which means you can build without noise. Get it right and explode when the market returns. Jeez. If you want, I can help you build your 3 NFT strategy. Do you want it first to be one of your existing paintings or something create in the NFT world? All right. Well, what do you think, guys? I thought that was absolutely earth-shattering. Oh, they had that type of clarity. All right. So my instincts weren't off. Making a move during a bear market does have its advantages because you're building where there's no noise, man. Alrighty, so Sabrina Romanov's video, how to get ahead of 99% of the people with AI. Alright, you just saw it live. You just saw me do it live. And you don't want to be in Model Z world, like that horrific thing that happened to Deloitte like last month. Somebody did this 200, 300 page report for the Australian government, and somebody, not even somebody in the government, but just somebody knew all the players and everything, was looking at it. It's like, what? And all the references were like hallucinated. Not cool. And you know, if that happened to Deloitte, you know that thousands, if not tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, if not millions of reports have been generated. Cut and paste, hallucination, we don't want to do that, all right? We don't go there. That's not what we're about. So, thanks for watching. This was under 30 minutes. I was going to be a super long one, all right? That's cool. And, yeah. Check out Sabrina's video in the link, and if you set up a GPT yourself or a project it yourself, the difference between setting up a GPT and a project is the project remembers, the GPT doesn't. So you can actually do what she's doing, but the GPT has to sort of refer back to the project, which is a subject for another video. All right, man. Thanks so much. Talk to you soon. Au revoir.